Oh my!
Sonic.
Not top 5.
Your bottom 5.
Okay.
He'd be your number 1.
He's your bottom. What's up, everybody? This is Zach with the Nerd Cave Network, and today we're bringing you another Top 5. I'm joined along with
Derek.
And Robbie.
Today, our top 5 is top 5 video game characters. This is a hard list to make.
It
Yes, it
always,
was.
like, I never put so much thought into a top 5 as I felt like I did this one.
And it's hard to cut someone off this list. But it had to be done for you, the viewer. So let's get into it. Top 5 video game characters. Number 5, Robbie, what is it?
Coming in from the Resident Evil games, Leon Kennedy. Mostly because,
Resident Evil 4?
yeah, because, you know, my middle name's Leon.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, he's just a BA character in the game. You know,
Yeah.
most, you know, Claire Redfield, Chris Redfield, all of them are BA, but I always liked Leon.
I like Myra. I like her the best.
Only because it's the only person you really know.
I know Leon because my roommate in college, David Sunday, he played Resident Evil a lot. Resident Evil 4, which that was always the one that I wanted to play.
And
the rest of them I didn't really care for.
Like, me and Brett played a lot of that one because, you know, the multiplayer. Mm-hmm. It's a lot better than the one that we played because I got to do more than hit people with a crowbar and a flashlight.
I don't like guns.
It was I forgot that it was like that because I always played that one player.
Yeah.
So I always got to shoot, and then I was like, oh, I get to hold a flashlight.
We, of course, are talking about Resident Evil Revelations 2. You can watch that here. But that's a good one, number 5.
A good one?
A good one?
That's a good one.
That's a good one, boy.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right, what's your number 5 be, boy?
My number 5 is the first Nintendo character to appear, and I can promise you it won't be the last, but a revolutionary character, and that would be Samus from Metroid.
Oh, nice.
Because when that game came out, no one knew that the bounty hunter, this BA bounty hunter you were playing as, was a woman.
Now, that's
Yeah.
a character I can get behind.
As we lose every female listener that we have because of that comment.
Yeah, your 2-step program.
But I think it was you had to beat it in a certain amount of time, and then at the end you see her, you know, without the helmet, and you're just like, huh, that's really cool. And since then she's
What a
been
twist.
one of my favorite characters because she's a really strong female character.
Yeah, one of the original ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So you say Samus or Samus?
I say Samus.
Okay, just wondering. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I go both ways.
I know you do.
Yeah. Well, that's no surprise to us.
My number 5. This is one that I haven't actually played, but I watched Markiplier play on his channel and would love to do some type of Let's Play. I know me and Amy got really into this because it was so interesting. And the game I'm talking about is the Stanley Parable, and I'm talking, of course, of the narrator. If you've ever watched any of the Stanley Parable, the narrator is the most interesting part. And it goes through, there's so many different endings, so many different things that you can do through the game, and the narrator is walking you through it, and he is very sassy. Like, if you go a different way than he's telling you, then, like, he starts just talking crap. It is so funny and such a good game. Definitely, you know, if you haven't played it, it's like $2.99 on Steam. So I would highly suggest either watching it or playing it because it is so much fun. And this is a very new entry on my top 5, but it was such a cool game that I had to put him on there.
Yeah.
I like
Sounds
it.
interesting.
Yeah. So what's yours? Number 4.
My number 4 is Clank from Ratchet and Clank, the little robot guy that, you know, is your friend. He was always funny. He always had something fun to say. And, you know, I can't remember which one it was, but you actually got to play with him a lot. Not like that, but you got to play as him.
Oh, jeez.
So Clank is my number 4.
Anyway, my number 4 is Master Chief. I love the Halo games.
Cortana.
You need a weapon? I used to annoy Trevor with that. When you could give your character Master Chief's voice on, I think it was Reach, and you hear just the same 3 quotes. You need a weapon? Did you miss me? You need a weapon? I would annoy the mess out of him with that. But he's just this, again, a BA character.
Yeah.
You never see his face. You don't know that much about him. You just know he is a Spartan, and he is there to do one job.
To kill.
Yes.
And destroy.
Yes.
That's 2 things.
And he is pretty good with an assault rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a Magnum.
And a Magnum.
And a lot
with
of
pretty much
different-
anything.
A lot of weapons.
But Master Chief, to me, is an awesome character.
My number 4 is one that after playing through the whole episode, like the whole season of this, I really came to love and felt very bonded to this character. And that's Clementine from The Walking Dead Season 1.
Yes.
Season 2 is okay, but playing as Lee, the main character, and having to take care of this kid, you become attached, emotionally attached to this little girl in this zombie-infested world, and you want to save her. And the ending of that season, oh my God, I was crying like it was episode 7 all over again. It is such a moving story. And Clementine, she's just innocent, and you want to protect her from the evils of the world, and you want to, make sure that she's going to be able to go through life and, live it as happy as possible. And it's just a big change from most games that are out there. So.
See, I definitely understand that because I've only played through a couple parts of The Walking Dead, and just seeing, you start to bond with her. It's really cool to see that, and like you said, in the zombie-infested world.
Yeah, it definitely is. Such a good game. What's your number 3?
Number 3, Meatbag, HK-47.
Yep.
Comes in at number 3. He was such a great character because of the things he said. Mm-hmm. He was hilarious, calling people meatbags, always wanting to kill, because he was initially an assassin droid.
Yep.
And got bumped on the head or something like that, and you kind of took him out of the assassin. He's your companion.
He still kills things.
He still kills for you, but he kills people you want.
Yeah, exactly. So
So,
I like it. I like it
he
a
was
lot.
always
Good choice.
Always very funny. Enjoyed
Very good
it.
choice. My number 3, I'm sure will make an appearance as Robbie's number 1. He's everyone's favorite blue hedgehog.
Oh my!
Sonic.
Not top 5.
Your bottom 5.
Okay.
He'd be your number 1.
He's your bottom.
But I used to annoy Robbie and so many people on Smash Brothers with Sonic because
that is the only reason that I hate him. It's because of Smash.
because you can't catch him. But
Because he's not a Pokemon.
yeah, exactly. But the reason why I like Sonic is not necessarily for the games, but it's for the other mediums, the comic books, where you actually get to learn more about, his personality, what goes through his head, and see the maturation of him from this, cocky young hedgehog who thinks he can do anything to actually being he still can be a little cocky, but he's grown up.
Yeah.
And then throughout the games, I love the 2D games. The 3D games, some of them are okay, but to me, Sega has really kind of beat that character to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I actually liked the TV series that came out. Mm-hmm. I always enjoyed those. Like I said, I didn't start hating him till you.
Little known fact, Jaleel White, who was also Steve Urkel, was the voice of Sonic in that cartoon.
Did
Would've
I
been-
do that?
If he would have said that at one point, that would have been funny.
That would have been awesome.
I would have
yeah.
liked it. My number 3 is the same as Robbie, HK-47. One of the more interesting characters from Knights of the Old Republic. I really enjoyed seeing him, just the things he's said throughout the game.
What's the best part? And not only that is he's a BA character.
Yeah, and he's worth having in your party when you go out.
Yeah.
So, and if I didn't pick HK-47 from KOTOR, it would probably be Mandalore.
He was
the
also,
second.
yeah.
That I love
Yeah.
Mandalore. So, yeah. Oh, but number 3 is HK-47 though. Number 2.
Marcus Fenix, which it's funny because auto-corrected Fenix to the Phoe, but
Yeah.
Marcus Fenix from Gears of War was my number
Were you
2.
copying my list?
No, I came up with this morning. I looked at yours and I was like, our number ones are different.
Never played those games, but I've heard nothing but phenomenal things.
Oh yeah, love them. They're so amazing.
They're beautifully done, and of course, there's these steroid up, people.
It's machismo in a way, but I think they really improved the game, throughout the years. The first one definitely felt like these bunch of
brutes
or whatever, but
it did change as the story went on. But Phoenix was always the character that I wanted to play as. Like Dom was all right, but it was like I want to play as Phoenix.
Yeah. So, Derek, what's yours?
Mine would be everyone's favorite Italian plumber, Mario.
Luigi.
Best movie ever.
Green Mario. I love that little comic strip you put on the page. But,
Sorry, Green Mario.
but no, going through and playing, since the original for NES, and there was a long time that every Christmas I got some type of Mario game. It was almost like a tradition. And I love pretty much all the Mario games. I mean, and they keep getting better. I mean, the Galaxy games are great. Even the 3D World and 3D Land that they've been doing have been really good. They've been kind of going back to the roots of the classic Mario platformer. And I will say, even though Nintendo is kind of down right now, no character will ever get to the status of Mario because he's an original.
Yeah, when you think about a video game character, Mario is that first character that pops to mind with anyone. It's, when you think video game character, boom, Mario.
Yep.
The blue overalls, red shirt, mustache.
Red hat.
Red hat with an M.
So you also love the movie, right?
Zach, what's your choice?
I'm not even going to talk about that movie. Since Robbie took my number 2, I'm going to switch it out with another Gears of War character, and that's the Coltrane.
Yes.
Make way for the Coltrane.
One of my favorite parts of the whole Gears of War franchise was in part 2, Gears of War 2, where he grabs the mic and just goes off on the queen because she's like making this speech, and I can't even repeat it because it's horrible, but it was the funniest thing that I've ever heard. But Coltrane is so interesting. I've read the books and everything, and just his how he dealt with the death of his family and the world being torn apart and everything was just so interesting that he's able to stay so positive. But he also has a side that that's not really dealt with in the games. He actually would write letters to his mama that she was dead and everything. Yeah. And I just thought that was so interesting that this guy that's so happy all the time, that keeps people motivated and keeps people,
kind of driven by tragedy.
Yeah, and it was just so cool, and he's just such a big personality in the games that I would love to play as Coltrane when it was like multiplayer. I'd play Coltrane, and I have a sawed-off shotgun, and I would go after people and just go, whoa, whoa, and just blow people up. It was just so much fun. So Coltrane would be my number 2 since Robbie had to steal mine.
I'm not going to lie, he makes me want to play the Gears of War games.
He's fun. He's a great character.
Oh, yeah. I love him.
I'm not trying to steal.
Oh, yeah, you are. You are.
I came up with mine at my own house.
Mm-hmm. Sure, you did. Sure, you did. All right, what's your number 1 stealer? Traitor.
Revan.
Revan. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Because, I still remember that first time whenever you figure out who you really are in that game. Mm-hmm. And that just blew my mind. So, hands down, he's my favorite character.
It's funny that you pick a character that you control their decisions. I'm just going to put that out there because I'll get back to it when it comes to mine. What's your number 1?
What do you guys think it is? It's Link from The Legend of Zelda.
Hey, listen.
I hate that so much. Navi is one of the original trolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's just, he doesn't talk, but he's a silent protector. And it's like that classic journey of the hero, especially through the more modern games like Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, that have more fleshed out story. So you learn more about Link, and especially with games like Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, when he actually has a family and has more motivation than just, oh, I'm supposed to get the Triforce and defeat Ganondorf.
Yeah.
And learning about the different incarnations
Yeah.
of Link is what's always been really interesting to
See,
me.
and that's one of my all-time favorite boss battles was between Link and Ganondorf.
From Ocarina of Time.
Yep.
My number one is sort of like Robbie's in a way, and it's Commander Shepard from Mass Effect. Also, in our top 5 RPGs, we talk about Mass Effect. But Commander Shepard was interesting. I played as a male Commander Shepard. I liked the voice actor for it. He was just really interesting. I know I made a lot of the decisions and everything, but I think it was just a really well put together story with a good character. And of course, the characters around every one of these that we've listed, the characters that are around them make them awesome characters.
Yeah.
And Commander Shepard had some of the best characters
The
around
supporting
him.
cast in that was just phenomenal.
Yeah, with each game, it just made you want to be Commander Shepard and
Yeah.
everything. So Commander Shepard would be my number one. Are there any honorable mentions from any of y'all?
Fox McCloud from Star Fox.
Do
Yeah.
a barrel roll.
Do a barrel roll.
Mine would be Joel from The Last of Us as well. An amazing, amazing game on the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4.
Mine's Chris Redfield from Resident Evil because, I enjoyed playing as Leon, but I also enjoyed playing as Chris, and definitely Master Chief. He wasn't on my list, but...
Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat.
That's a good
And
one.
Vader's Apprentice from Force Unleashed.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Star Killer. Very good one. One that, if it would have been a few years ago, I know when we did this originally on the podcast, he was actually on my list, and that would be Trevor from GTA 5. And
I remember that.
He was just so much fun. He didn't make it on the list because it's kind of faded in my mind a little bit, but Trevor was the best part of that game. And he was just so much fun to play with because he was completely crazy. So I love that. Another one would be probably Nathan Drake. I would probably put him in my honorable mentions as well. Really good character. So
The guy from Dying Light, I'm trying to remember his name,
don't remember his name
but he's also a very good character.
because you can't remember his name.
Oh, I was playing the game last night, but
Couldn't remember his name though.
I can't.
Not a
But
very
he's a
good
good
character.
One last one for me is one of the original video game villains that he just never gets tired of stealing the princess, and that will be Bowser.
Oh yeah, very good one.
Love Bowser.
Very good one.
The dog from Duck Hunt.
But guys,
He's the original troll.
he is. Guys, if you want to list out your top 5 video games characters, then do that in the comments below because we want to see if any of ours made the list, and we want to hear from you. That's what's important. And if you have any suggestions for any top 5s, definitely put them down there. Derek, where can they find us on social media?
We are all over social media. We have an awesome Facebook group. You can go there. Ton of conversations going on. So many different topics. Star Wars, video games. So many different conversations. And shout out to everyone on the Facebook page. You can find that on Facebook. We're also on Twitter and Instagram at Nerd Cave Network.
And we have a lovely made website, nerdcavenetwork.com, that has all of our articles, videos, and podcasts. And we have multiple podcasts that comes out through the week, so be sure to check them out on iTunes and Stitcher.
And guys, every week, Monday, we're going to have a part of our podcast that gets put up. Throughout the week, we have Let's Plays, and on Friday, you get more top 5s. So make sure that you hit that like button, share it with your friends because you know that they want to see this. And go ahead and subscribe so you're not missing out on any of our lovely faces. This has been Zach.
Derek?
And Robbie.
Have a week.